So if anyone's a big fan of the channel, then they would know that I am a huge Legend of Zelda fan. Like, it is my favourite gaming franchise ever. I even had the audacity to suggest that Link could be a queer icon last month and everyone went mental at me. But I wanted to talk about one of the most underrated Zelda games there ever was and there ever has been. I am of course talking about The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. It came out on the Game Boy originally, Game Boy Color, back in 1993. It actually came out on the original Game Boy, then they released the DX version, which is this version for the Game Boy Color with a bit more of an update and some of the glitches taken out of it, which was pretty cool. And it is the only Zelda game not to have Zelda in the game, which, why is it called Zelda? Ah well, who cares, it's part of the franchise. Also doesn't have a Triforce in it, you also have to collect instruments, which is kind of cool. But in this game, Link is stranded on a island, like a desert island, kind of not really a desert island because there's people there, but like a tropical island, should I say. The island is called Koholint Island, which is something I definitely did not just have to Google. But basically on this island, there's a mountain. Top of the mountain is a giant egg. Apparently that's the windfish, as you get told this pretty early on, which is like a giant whale deity that guards over the island. So, you know, you just your standard normal things for an adventure game. Obviously Link takes this completely fine, doesn't really react to it much because he doesn't talk. But this game is also just has such a good theme around music, around just adventure, and how it all ties into the other Legend of Zelda games is really interesting. Technically you're playing as the Link from the very first Legend of Zelda game, so without getting too complicated, I'm not getting into the timelines of the Legend of Zelda franchise because that does get weird. But my main point is this game is fantastic and it is one of the best Legend of Zelda games ever crafted, and what I would always recommend to anyone that says, oh, I want to play a Legend of Zelda game, which one would you recommend? I recommend this one every single time because I think it's just the right level of difficulty. It's got the original like sort of adventure. It doesn't hold your hand, like you have to be paying attention. I'm sorry, it's not Ocarina of Time. It's not just going to guide you through the places and tell you what to do. It does tell you what to do, but you kind of have to be paying attention as to where everything is. And I just think it's a fantastic game, and it just doesn't get the credit among the Legend of Zelda fans, especially because, well, I'll go into it in a bit, but one of the cool things about this game, Goombas. There are Goombas in a Legend of Zelda game. You know, Mario Goombas, they're here. Why are they here? Game doesn't tell you. Secrets, I guess. But yeah, I also think the difficulty curve in this game is really good. Like, it starts off quite easy, tells you, look, this is just me failing to get over a gap because I just kept my Game Boy controller was a bit knackered and I just kept like pushing myself back in. Yeah, anyway, but the difficulty level of this game is so good. Like, it starts off easy, easiest game ever, and it progresses to the point of just complex and hard and just exactly what you want, but it has the right level of progression. You gain your skills, your items, your abilities as you go along. You understand how to use them, when to use them, and what to use them for. And I feel like a lot of games just don't do that. A lot of the Zelda games just don't do that. If you look at like Breath of the Wild or you look at Tears of the Kingdom, you're given everything so early on that you kind of just don't know when and where and how to use stuff unless you sort of get good, which some people can say is like, well, that's what was intended, but you know, it wasn't really. Personally, I don't think many developers make games deliberately hard unless it's a Souls-like game, and I don't think any of the Legend of Zelda games are particularly Souls-like games. You could make the argument for Breath of the Wild, and you could make the argument for Tears of the Kingdom, but it's not really true, is it? Now, in 2019, Nintendo did give this game some love, and we got the absolutely beautiful remaster remake of this game, Legend of Zelda Link to the Past on Switch. This is what it looked like. It looks amazing, especially when you consider what the original gameplay looked like compared to this one. Like, I just feel that they captured the Game Boy aesthetic so well. It's beautiful. and is 100% the best way to play this game. Like, if you're gonna play it now, this is how you should get it. Unfortunately, because it's a Nintendo game, it's still pretty expensive to buy it new, so it's still like £60, but just go down to CEX, buy it second hand. It's got lots of replayability. It's so good. Just look at these graphics on the Switch, incredible. But yeah, that's been me just talking about one of my favourite ever Legend of Zelda games. One that, like I said many times, I'd recommend this to everyone at all times. It's great, it's fantastic, yeah. Anyway, if you've liked the video, please remember to like the video, comment below if you have any memories to share about any of the Link's Awakening games, and if you want to see more retro gaming videos, please remember to subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching.